Hello, fellow traders. What's going on? It's the Wolf. Welcome to another episode of the Wolf Den Trader Takeaways. Today is Wednesday, August 7th. What a beautiful day. Sun shining. Stocks are dropping. They're pushing. Scanners are starting to heat up a little bit in the morning. Getting some action. Getting that volatility. We had a great breakfast. Great night's sleep. Some nice super fades today. So that being said, let's go ahead and switch right over to executions. Rebecca, thank you so much. Now, I'm going to start this off with a little outside the niche, RYTM. RYTM is a 750 million cap stock, but it had a monster push. Now, if you look at the Jumbotron, let's go ahead and switch over to this massive beast of a monitor. Oh, shout out to Elliot. Just got that big monster 4K monitor. He's actually hooking it up in the office in New York City. Shout out to Elliot, our moderator. Let's see if he knows how to use that monster. But look, here we go. Look, this thing's gapping up, right? So this is a legit stock. I don't see any reverse splits. I'm looking at consistent earnings right here. I'm looking at the volume. These are the things I'm scanning within literally 2 or 3 seconds. Now my eyes want to see today's volume, which is 2.9 million. I want to see how relative is that to the 10-day, which is 12 times the normal 10-day average. And then also I have other indicators on my screens for the 90-day average. And then I have relative range indicators as well. But let's focus on the volume profile right here. So this thing gapped up from like 21 bucks, right? We had a solid earnings. Earnings was a minus 124 on 729 was the actual earnings. Is that negative? Yep. I didn't even notice that. But so it did not have good earnings. It's gapped up, which is even better. But we noticed that it was gapped up, and look, it gapped up into resistance right here. So now we're pulling up this volume profile right here. Excuse me. So we're gapping up, and you can see right here 2404 and 3381. Now look at this volume profile right here. This is monster. This is uptick and downtick volume, but the uptick volume that's still in this consolidation is going to act as resistance as we push into it. And judging from the pre-market volume in relation to the amount of uptick volume sitting above, I had a strong thesis that the 24 line was going to get stuffed. That was just my theory, based off of what I just showed you, technicals and volume. We don't even really focus too much on the catalyst. We do want to know the catalyst, but we trade the order flow. You guys already know we're the dirty tape specialists, the concierge of the tape, and we just want to give a shout out to Rosetta Stone. We're going to be working hand in hand with them to develop the new order flow language. So thank you, and that's coming out soon. Now here we are. We're getting that stuff. Here's 24, right? We're getting a push pre-market up in, and then look at pre-market volume. There's not too much pre-market volume. Right, even though this is a little bit of a larger cap, these same principles apply. I don't have that detailed of a strategy besides trend and lower lows and higher highs into the way that the stocks are forming. But basically, these levels are the same, especially when we have some volatility like we do on this name, and we have this huge gap up. Shorts, small cap shorts are in on this, and that's what we want. We want to trade with the same players, and we want to get to know their personalities, and we want to trade better than our competition. So here we are. We're smacking the bid twice right here at 23.51 and then again at 23.45. I don't have my averages, but that gave me a nice little average, right around it's right around 23.50, right around here. And we just took a nice flush. We took a point and a half out of it, and we're happy with that. Now, it was a little bit spready in the flush down here. I had some orders out. I didn't get filled, but I'm happy with this. This is a nice little chunk right here. We took it, and I had ads out at VWAP area, and they're right here, and I just didn't get filled. But I'm not going to chase this thing. I had another stellar cover right here at 22.05, and I didn't catch my ads. I'm not going to chase this thing, and then I'm just piecing this off. Right, I'm just piecing this off. And look, here's where I'm pulling my targets. I'm pulling my targets from these levels right here. Right, so here's where we gapped up and stuffed at 24. And then look at these levels, right? And I had targets out in 1955 and 1905. I had targets out there. But then once I noticed that we weren't going to get down there, here we are. Look at this volume profile. I spend more time here than I do with the candles. This speaks to me. It tells me when to buy and when to sell. And then we came down to about $21. I reported in the room my final targets were at like 21.50 and 21.06. I got a 21.02 fill, and we put her down for bed. All right, we said good night, sweet dreams, gave her a kiss good night. We bottom ticked that. Very, very happy with this trade. Also, too, we traded another larger cap, Weight Watchers, WW. Shout out to Travis, who's been exposing us to large cap momentum. We trade volatility. So we're watching this thing. This thing's up on earnings from $25. Barron's changed the target, I think, to 40. Guys were changing targets. Analysts were changing targets around, and the earnings were solid. So we started watching this, and this was in the main room discussion. We were talking about the tape on this. Here's executions. We were talking about the tape in relation to a 29.34 line. We were getting some rejection. 29.34 right around here. This is when it started coming into the room right here. So we started eyeing the tape, and then I noticed that there's opportunities on the tape. So I jumped in and I took a little piece right here, scalped it, liked what I saw, patiently waited, and attacked. I just attacked, building a 29.38 average and then just selling off. Now, there's a lot more liquidity in Weight Watchers than these small caps, so I felt comfortable putting a little bit of size in there and just working the order flow. It's what we do every day. It's our second language, right? We're the concierge of the tape, and that's what we do. Up and down, all around, we buy support, we sell resistance, and that's what we were doing. Now, I had ads right here. These ads at like $30 were out around this time of the day, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon market time, and I was a little bit emotional about this push. I missed it, right? So I had ads. You can see they did get filled. I kept them there all day. So I had like a 20 right here, 29.94, I think, and I missed it. But that's fine. We're gonna trade our plan. We still took profit off of our 29.47 average. We're taking profit down here, 29.20. So I mean, this is really like a 29.15 to a 29.75. It's a 60-cent range, and we're taking 50 cents out of it, right? So if we got a 60-cent range, and our caliber of skill set is we're working 80% capture, right? We're capturing 80% of the range on average. That's good. We'll take that. You're never going to get 100% range capture, right? You're never going to bottom tick and top tick every single entry, every single exit. You need multiple entries and multiple exits anyway. But we did a nice capture percentage, and that's just one more addition for you guys to write down or keep track, right? Keep track of your average buy and your average sells, and you can compare that to the range, and that's going to give you a general idea of how you are versus the competition, right? Because if you're not, are they faster than you? Are they? It's competitive. This type of trading is highly competitive. It's machine trading. It's human trading, right? Humans have the edge on the motions. Computers have the speed, the edge on the speed. You guys know how it is, but we did well on this one today. We did get that fill at $30, and we added some right before the ding, ding, ding. So we got 29.75 average, and this after-hour market movement doesn't really scare me too much. I watch this, and there's just no liquidity there right now. This is fairly organic action, in my opinion, but this is a little bit larger of a cap than we're used to. So let's go ahead and go to the next one, NPTH. Now, NPTN, I'm sorry. NPTN, we've been working this thing for 2 days now. So you saw the recap yesterday. I was working a 555 average, and I'm down on the average. So we got a little bit of a push in after hours, and then a little bit of a fade in pre-market, not enough to trigger SSR. But we got a push, and this is all scalping strategy. I didn't have any core ads. I'm still holding that core position, but what I did do is I carried my average up and I used the intraday scalping techniques right here to profit on the push and to pad that back into the average. So if I have a 550 average and these are just examples, and I'm realized, $1,500 on the day, I put that back into the average and I divide that by the shares of the average, and then I can pad the average that way. So in theory, I could have a 550 average, and then I can take that average and bring it up to a 575 average or a 590 average based off of the intraday scalps through the day, right? We talked about that yesterday. Trading, it's such a beautiful thing. It's an art, baby. That's what it is, and we love the numbers, man. We're numbers guys. Order flow is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So we're down on this trade right now. We're working an average. We're still working. We did move the average up a little bit, like 3 or 4 cents, but we took some realized profits out of this. So we're putting that back into the average, like I just mentioned. And we're pushing that 620 line. So now in theory, I'm in a better spot because higher time frame resistance is 620. Let's take a look on the jumbo. This video is not going to be crazy long. We're about three more minutes, we'll be done. All right, NPTN, let me just show you this, NPTN. So I want to look at the resistance. Yesterday we were trading this, and we closed with a 550 average. Right, here we are right here. We're trading at around $6. Look at this volume, right? So here's the volume. Rebecca, enhance. Thank you so much. So yesterday we were trading this 550 line. Now we hopped up over this 550 line into the main consolidation channel. So now we're in that 550 line to 730. You see this channel right here? Now this is the resistance that I believe is going to stop us. This is my theory. This is only a theory. So yesterday I'm trading into this resistance. Now today we're trading into 620 line, right? So we have this 620 resistance, which is where we're at right now. That's why we're stalling. 620, 635, we have more resistance. So like I'm trying to explain, I'm carrying my average up into a larger resistance, puts me in a better position, and we're looking for this to fade tomorrow, right? So we're red unrealized, but we're taking green realized out of it. If that makes sense. WKHS Workhorse, terrible company. We did some numbers on it today. They have 74 full-time employees out of Ohio and 24 full-time employees out of Indiana. And I did the employee to debt ratio. Like every full-time employee they have, these guys are owing like $250K, $155K, I don't know, but Q1 or Q2, their last quarter revenue that they posted, they had like $6,000 in revenue. Shout out to Ricky Analog. He said, "What kind of Kool-Aid factory is this?" 6,000. I think he said he spilled coffee all over himself. Keep doing what you're doing, Ricky. We love you, man. All right, so here it is. I'm taking a loss right here. Now, 330 is a decision point for us in the Wolf Trading Discord room. Yesterday we stuffed at 630 or 330. I apologize. Here was that stuff at 330 yesterday, and today it did not. Right, today we got back into the secondary consolidation. Right, $1.50 to 330 is a major higher time frame consolidation. So we came into it, right, and we're back into fair value, and the market rejected it, but it was respected. Right, look at this line. So we're on top of it, then we snap into it, then we're testing it, rejecting, coming back up, and the volume was very, very low today, but this is the same. Right, look, we pushed through it. Here it is, right, 330 right here. So we broke free, we came down, tested, and pushed. Right, that pop, retest, push. Right, that's the same thing that we're going to see that over and over and over. Every level is the same. This is a tiny micro consolidation on that because the volume is so low, right? We only have like 10, 15K candles, which is low in relation to what we like to trade. But so we got a double starter, and I add into what I feel like is short-term technical resistance, and I can tell right away that this is not short-term technical resistance because it pushed even higher past my thesis. So I do what's called a trim stop, and once I'm at the mercy of the market right here, but I had conviction that we were going to stuff or stop. This thing needed to breathe. Look how steep and emotional this is, even though SSR was triggered. But we did have that rejection at 345. Shout out to Bobby, called this in the room. And then we did have that small rejection, the SSR rejection. And he asked me about that. What does that mean, SSR rejection? So when we get a rejection off of a level like this is a 7 cents rejection. It's harder. We're going to see smaller rejections to the downside because SSR is on. When SSR is on, the short sale restriction, new sellers entering the market cannot attack the bid, right? The only way to attack the bid is if you are long selling your position. So that limits the amount of selling liquidity coming aggressively onto the bid, onto the passive liquidity, if that makes sense. So we had small exhaustion. Normally we could have exhaustion down to 330 or down back to my starters, but we did not because we don't have any follow through, right? If there's an SSR play, you can put 10 grand on the bid. And no one can attack it unless they're already here. So if this thing's pushing from market open, right? I'm getting a little sidetracked, but say if you're tracking how much volume there is, this thing's in a downtrend, you know that the new longs are in today basically, and you can track how much volume there is. Now look, there's minimal buying volume. There's really no uptick volume. So now if I smack, 50 or 100K on the bid, no one can attack it. Who's going to attack it? They're not right here, and we're in a downtrend. So who's going to attack that bid? Just the way I'm thinking. But this is a loss, right? I guess maybe I'm just getting sidetracked because this is a loss. But this was a loss, right? So this is a trim right here. Out of the money, right? My average right here was probably about 333, 334, and I'm cutting like 2-3 cents right here. But it's better in my opinion than taking 10 cents. I'm taking 2 cents. And then I give it another opportunity. I like this stuff right here again at the 345 line. Shout out to Bobby. And then I see it again. And I'm not going to try to hope and wait for this SSR to fade when I took it off. And then we see this little little half or 1 cent, this little zone right here, and I do get a fill, and this is me just trying to manipulate this, just trying to turn it into a winner. I did not, so I stopped out. Now I'm in 4 trades right now, so I didn't really look at this too much. I triggered and I gave it plenty of time, and guys in the room were talking about Workhorse. Guys were DMing me, asking some questions, so it was on my screen, and I put an order out at 358. I got a partial fill here. We came back up, and then I did get the rest of the fill. 358, and then I'm just taking some profit early because I want to recuperate that loss on the front. And I still have 50% of this 358 average, and here's my targets. Right again at that LV, at that decision point at 330 and 322. And those are the 4 trades that I did today, guys. Thanks for listening. Let's hop over to the Wolf Trading Discord room real quick. Let's see what's going to be potentially running tomorrow. So this is the runner's room, aka the weapons room. EVH had a nice little pop, emotional spike, and then a little sell-off. Now we got a base right here on top of yesterday's highs, right? So that's a potential wave 2. We're looking for a wave 3 push on the micro time frame. LTHM finished strong. This is the green lines are decision points, right? These are the main higher time frame consolidation area. So there's volume here. So this is back in to its normal channel. So this could be potentially trading in a fair value organic fashion. We're going to be taking a look at that. NPTN day 2, we're still working a high 550 average, but we have padding. So in theory, our average is relatively higher, but we're looking for that fade tomorrow. We're not going to continue to trade this up and up and up, but we do have, as I showed you, potential 620 to 635 higher time frame resistance. And we're expecting that resistance to be enough to get the mid and large players in to get that continuation that we want to the downside. KPTI got a nice little spike right here. Were we trading this? We didn't trade this one today, but we have traded the name. A couple guys in the room traded it, I believe. This was a nice spike. Yeah. Shout out to Armor Trader. What's up? He was talking about this and the angle and the exhaustion. So I believe he did catch this. Look at this exhaustion right here. We got steady volume coming in, and then this thing just burns out. So yeah, we'll be keeping that on watch. PRTK also closed strong. Earnings right here with the conference call. We got, a lot of earnings coming in today, tomorrow. That's why there's so many runners that we normally don't see. Again, we're seeing this base right here. This is a nice technical pattern. I can see up top we have resistance. I mean, these technical trades are fairly, you can, on a short-term basis, you can be profitable on this. I mean, I'm looking at this trade right here on my tiny little side screen, but there's potential. I mean, I'm going to keep this one on watch. WKHS and FLXN right here. Let's keep this one on watch. Hopefully we'll be trading that one. And then look right here. You see this high volume spike coming in right at the bell. And again, yesterday, right at the bell, lets me know that it's possibly that the dark pool prints are not hitting the volume until the bell, right? That's what we believe it is. We have dark pool prints on our tape. And as we stated earlier, we're the Dirty Tape Concierge. And if you have any questions, send me a DM. Appreciate your ear, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Trade safe.